What's going on, guys? It's your Apex News guy here to keep you informed with what's going on in the Apex News world right now. So yesterday, of course, we knew that we were getting this Final Fantasy Collection event today, but we didn't really expect all of these mid-season patch notes. It's been a while since we've actually had a pretty decent mid-season patch note like this, and we got the drop yesterday, and a lot of people had a lot of reactions to those. However, there were some things that Respawn actually left out that we are now updated with, and I think it's going to make the game a lot more enjoyable. But I still want to stand on business to say that I do not like these prices. A lot of you seem to agree in the comments yesterday, but there were some of you that really gave me a hard time saying that I was wrong for saying that. So a good bit to dive into and discuss in today's video. Like and subscribe if you guys want to stay up to date with all things going on in the Apex News world. Without further ado, let's hit it. First thing I want to make mention of was the good news. Apex did release yesterday that they accidentally forgot to add probably one of the most important things in the patch notes, and that was the fact that the new map rotation is going to be as follows. You're now going to be able to play on Kings Canyon, Storm Point, and World's Edge. So that means no more Broken Moon and no more Olympus in this map rotation. Honestly, I feel like this is probably the biggest W within the patch notes. And what has never made sense to me is that everyone seems to agree, and this seems to be pretty public knowledge, that we all like this map rotation. So why do we purposely endure really bad map rotations for the sake of what reason? There are very clearly some maps that are favored in ranked or pubs that we should just really deem permanent. And you don't have to force them in this like hour, 2 hour long session. Why can't we just make maps random? Also in the news, it hasn't really been highlighted that much, but Respawn did clarify in an official response on their official Twitter page that yes, the death boxes that will show up are not necessarily yours whenever you die, but everyone that you kill will also have that same death box. So you get to admire your handiwork, they say, if you actually purchase this $360 death box. Now, of course, in yesterday's video, and honestly every other creator's video, we did discuss what in the world's going on with these prices and why are these prices so expensive and some other things in life that you could be buying rather than this. People were discussing that you could buy like Netflix for a year, and you could buy Nintendo Switch, you could buy an Xbox Series S, you could buy all this other stuff over one little event in Apex. And of course, that's just my perspective on the way that I see this event, but there's also a lot of fans that took it a step further to go out on Twitter to also say that EA is completely ruining Apex Legends. One saying that EA is the master in ruining games, another saying that they're going to Fortnite from here on out because the EA scumbag behavior just keeps getting worse and cheaters are also ruining the game, and the list goes on. And like, we all get it, right? Like, it's worth maybe some money and we don't mind spending money, but like, why this much? What would make a lot more sense is to release something like this and sell 12 different versions, all for like 2,000 Apex coins a piece. So buy a TSM related death box or a Dark Zero purple death box, or maybe some other death box that has another theme to it. We could take all the different color materia that's within Final Fantasy and make their own death box. I don't know, there's so many other things that instead of one size fits all, there's only one death box you can get and you have to spend the entire event. Why not give other buying opportunities to people that want to buy specific things and would be more willing to spend money rather than saying, screw this, I'm not spending all that. So someone had asked yesterday, why are you saying, and all these other people saying, that it's like scammy vibes when it's a non-required purchase? If you don't like the prices, just don't buy it. Simply, there's no scam there. And my point here is I never said it was a scam. It's just giving the vibes of a scam. Like this whole idea that we're going to raise these prices, kind of like another pro player said, because they're so intimate about hitting these quotas. It's never about, we think this is worth this much. It's like, we have a goal that we have to hit this amount of revenue. How can we do it? Let's do this partnership, and we'll justify that by jacking the prices up. And it almost feels like they're abusing their community. And you may say, well, how are they abusing their community if they're not making you buy it? And that's true, but it's like having a friend that is free to hang out with, but suddenly they start hosting these parties and they invite you to it, but you got to spend $300 on the golf clubs to go out, or maybe you got to spend all this money on the decorations, or in order to be involved, you feel like you have to spend this money. And if you don't, then you feel like a loser. So yeah, no one's forcing you to buy these things, but in order to have fun and feel a part of the event, you've got to spend all this money, and it's really expensive. It's not the best analogy, and it's not a one-to-one comparison for sure, but you still get what I'm trying to say. Like, I would always think it was a little weird too in school when you go on field trips and then some people purposely wouldn't go because they couldn't afford it or didn't want to spend the money. And yeah, no one's forcing you to go, but there's always that awkwardness of like, yeah, you know, you've got to spend that money if you want to feel like you're a part of the group. When you go back to school, everybody's talking about how fun it was, and you're just like left out of every conversation. Like I said, not the best best analogy, but you get where I'm going. It's also noteworthy to look at the behavior in the past that Respawn has taken with these events and how they've also been accused of abusing them as well with the Peacekeeper skin that we talked about in yesterday's video, and also how normally less expensive they are than this. So yeah, it does raise that question. You know, what are your intentions here? We've already seen you in the past try to charge $160 for a legendary Peacekeeper skin that was nothing more than a recolor, and then shortly after, EA brags about how much better their revenue was that season. And we've also gone from 700 Apex coins per skin to 1,000 Apex coins per skin. So yeah, we are questioning the intent. So interested to see what you guys have to say about the current discussions with Apex Legends news and the topics going around with the brand new Final Fantasy Collection event that is out right now, by the way. Let me know what you think down below. Like the video, subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things going on in the Apex Legends news scene. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.